I would rather my kid to be smart than pretty. If I had to choose between the two, I think I would rather have a smart kid with good character, all of those things that make a person, a good person, because I know that they would probably find somebody who would treat them well versus just being pretty and have nothing else to offer, because those are women, or people that I'm going to speak for a female, because I think I know this is probably bad to say, but I think ugly men will fare better in the dating game than an ugly female.
Mm-hmm.
um,
That's fair to say.
yeah.
I mean, that's more of a fact more than an opinion.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
So if I would have happened to have, let's say, an attractive, daughter, I would hope that she's very smart, and that she's intelligent and has good character and is just a nice overall person, because I do think that she would fare better with finding a mate that's going to treat her well, as opposed to having a very pretty daughter who has terrible character and just get over because she's pretty but don't have any substance.
And in a perfect world, would I like somebody that is very attractive, fit everything, all of that? Yeah. But it's we don't always get what we want sometimes.
Yeah.
And if he is checking off all the boxes and I find him attractive, because there still has to be some level of attraction that I feel for him. Like, I'm not gonna say, I'm not talking to him because he ain't got no beard, he not chocolate, he not this. Like, no. Mm-mm,
Mhm.
no.
Do you think women put as much emphasis on the superficial aspect of their mate as men?
I think at first they do. I think in their younger age they do.
I
It's either
think the
money or
young,
looks.
yeah, I
You got
think they
different
put
types of
more
women.
so.
Some women put it on their looks, some women put on financial security. It just
Mhm.
depends on the woman. But I do believe that's how a lot of these guys who don't have much be getting these girls. And they be like deadbeat dads because the Pookies maybe nice looking, but he sucks. His character sucks because they were going after his looks. Ain't nothing else.
So
Yeah,
I
you
wonder
definitely
what.
live, you learn. The older you get, you definitely start, to realize that there are qualities and characteristics of individuals that you're really looking for rather than, you know, physical features or just money. Because if that person has the qualities, if they have the characteristics, if their morals and values are in line, if they're moving with intention and purpose, they're gonna have the stability and the security, because they're moving with purpose, they're moving with intent. It's so, yeah, definitely when you're younger you kind of miss those milestones. Definitely like being like in high school, and then you just want to be cool, and the older you get you just realize that those things that appear to be cool aren't really cool.
Oh yeah, high school it was all about looks. But what's so weird is that I don't necessarily remember height being a thing in high school. So is that a double standard? As far as like, sorry guys if y'all heard that. is is it a double standard with height? Women wanting men to be a certain height, but she isn't that certain height. Because some men that are
No, it's
like
just that's it's
6'2",
what it's attractive. Men
but
like,
but some men like tall women too. Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, some women would date short men. Shoot, I date men my height all the time.
Yeah.
How tall
I
are
That's
you?
mean,
true.
some
I
people
don't
I
think
know
height is
they
an
women
issue
like the
for
six
men
foot.
unless they're short.
You said what now?
I said I really don't think for most men the height of a woman isn't that, a deal breaker for them unless they're really short. If they're a really short guy, then typically they're going to want a woman that is shorter than they are. But I think I think for women, height is a big issue, especially if you're on the taller side.
Mm.
Like my mom, she's 5'10" and a half, and that was one of the biggest things she says she used to hate, and that she, would have to date a guy that was taller than her, especially wearing heels, because she was almost already 6 feet without heels. And she ended up marrying my dad. My dad was 6'8". So, I'm the shortest. I'm the runt of the family. I'm really, really short, compared to them. I'm average height. I'm 5'5" and a half. Well, 5'6". Let me round that up. But like, and that has always been a thing. So all my sisters, their husbands are taller than them. But my brother, he has a really itty bitty a bitty wife, and he's 6'11", and his wife is about 5 feet, 5'1" maybe. So I think height is more of a female thing in terms of picking a mate, but I don't think height typically matters for men. I think their focus is more on looks and body and stuff like that.
I can
think that's all because we think about protection. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Bella.
No, I was just saying I can definitely agree with mistaken. Being a tall girl, I've definitely had shorter guys. Think that the legs were the thing. They like the legs. So
there are some short men with a whole lot of confidence, and they will be the most confident and will come up to you. I have a friend. She is. I want to say she's 6'6". No, maybe 6'3". She played basketball. She's pretty tall, and she's also a larger woman. And this little itty bitty 5'6" guy was just like enamored by her and walked up to her and was like, hi Moo. Sorry, got
Moo.
Hi Moo. Welcome to the show.
Kids.
And they do. There are some short men that have confidence. And I don't have an issue with the short men. I have an issue with Napoleon syndrome short men. That's my problem. Like, if you have a complex about short and you gotta prove yourself for whatever reason other than showing confidence, that's where I have an issue with short men.
I think that, and plus, when we talk about the money part, aside from the height, but when we talk about the money part, I think that that's been more of a growing trend lately. Now, you've always had the women who like men with money. Ideally, you want a guy with money, but I think that it's more so now that social media is so big. Don't you think that more women are just like, oh, I gotta go after this guy with the bag, the whole bag?
Yeah, I think they don't care how the men looking in this day and age. I think all they care about is financial gains. I don't think they care, but you see it, let's be honest. We see, especially on social media, some like some men that are like, if you didn't have a bag, I know she wouldn't give you a second glance. So yeah, but these are the men that feel like too that they know that if they didn't have a bag, that certain women would be out of their league. So some of those men, don't mind spending the bag because they know, when you're unattractive. I feel.
And I feel like when we're going to take it to social media, we also have to take it to the fact that like social media has like over sexualized women to a whole other extent, and it's over materialized men. So on social media, you have those interactions that, that exchange is based on that anyways, where it's like, okay, he has the money, she's got the looks, he's got this, she's got that. So, the exchange isn't really like moral and value alignment, with the intent to really pursue this kind of far. It just, happens, and next thing you know, you've been playing house with somebody. So yeah, I think if we're gonna reference it to social media has its own kind of like rabbit hole effect.
Absolutely. And Tim, you rocking a shirt right now. Like Biggie even said, he's like heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever.
However,
However,
I say that is my side.
exactly, because it was all about the money.
Let's be honest. Faith would have not looked,
Never.
wouldn't have gave that man a second glance
Eh,
if he wasn't who he was. And I think certain men know that, and they know because they have status and they have money. Like, yeah, I know she wouldn't necessarily be here if I didn't have this. So I'm enjoying it for the moment, and I think also it gives some of those men a reason to also kind of treat those women like, excuse my language, shit too, because it's like, you ain't going nowhere. I got the money. I got the status. You want to be here because of those things. So I could treat you any way that I want.